We had a guzheng player here, a virtuoso named Wu Fei.
Yeah, she's a good friend. I met her and we collaborated in Boulder, Colorado.
Wow, you should check out. We have an episode with her here in the studio playing.
Okay.
Interviewed her for a whole hour, and she did a improvised piece, very long improvised piece. This is pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah, she's wonderful.
Okay. Well, for those of you watching the show, check out that
check
other
out Wu Fei.
Yeah,
in fact,
check out Wu Fei.
If you're seeing this in New York City, she plays a place called The Stone a lot, and actually has been given the curator position by John Zorn to do experimental music there.
Right. But one of the things we talked about was Chinese music and world music, and explored a little bit the fact that there's so many other world musics.
What do you think world music means?
I'm just taking it in terms of the record label, in terms of, never mind what it really means, just what it means as a marketing thing. It's one of the categories in the CD disc store or something like that. But
the what?
CD, yeah, right. I'm sorry, what? I'm from the old generation. I still remember black vinyl things called records,
Yeah.
I miss those, by the way. Those are so nice. But anyway, that you have the Bulgarian voices, and you have all these different things that music that seems to be natural for people to like, But Chinese music, it seems, hasn't quite caught that.
So when you think of world music, you're thinking about like the perception of like an American in America who's not used to music from other countries.
Right.
So when they hear music from other countries, they generally think of it as world music.
No, not that. I'm talking about music that has been co-opted, either timbrely or something to be like sampled or to be combined with electronic musics or
like a fusion type
Ali
of
Akbar
thing.
Khan or something. Fusion kinds of things. And it seems like other kinds of Indian music, it's Celtic. All these things have been co-opted in a way. Chinese music hasn't melded in that way in the commercial stream of
I think it hasn't been commercially successful.
That's my point.
Yeah, but I do think it's all over in this, not over as in finished. I mean, it exists all over this country. I mean, there are people trying to throw things together.
In China, you mean?
Yeah, I think that this country being China.
Yeah.
There is certainly, there's rock music that throws a guzheng in there. There's jazz music that has, those instruments as well. And particularly electronic. I mean, Dave Liang, who Abigail mentioned earlier, who did, they worked on Afterquake together.
Shanghai Restoration Project.
Shanghai Restoration Project, that's what he does. He melds electronic with traditional Chinese music.
Which is how we found each other, two musicians doing that, and everybody kept mentioning our names to each other.
Yeah, so I think it's happened. It's just not, taking the Tuvan throat singer route just yet. I think it's a different sort of conception of going back to Abby and Bale. But anyway, I just think it's the conception of the kinds of music, traditional quote-unquote music, that can come out of China. I mean, you're a country that does government-sponsored art, let's say, that maybe goes on tour around the world. That's not the kind of music that people take to like the Tuvan throat singers. It's different. It's more, maybe it's the more Han traditional stuff or the more sort of operatic. And I feel like only recently with, let's say, Hangai, a band like Hangai that's playing traditional Mongolian music, Mongolian minority guys playing Mongolian minority music, recently went on a Chinese government-sponsored tour. And will go on more. And I think when that starts happening, then you have more, because they're definitely more marketable than, let's say, Jingju, Beijing Opera
Jingju
or stuff like that.
Has difficulty exporting
it's like Shakespearean theater. I mean, what do you do with it?
Right. Yeah.
So I think more sort of young, but also real sort of roots music as opposed to this sort of combination state-sanctioned / opera house type stuff. Once that starts opening up, I mean, there's no shortage of folk musicians here that would count as world music if they were to get the audiences.
I think that's true. I do think that's true, that it's been hard to actually get the music out of China to a certain extent.
That's my point.
Yeah. And then on the fusion level, I mean, a lot of that happens because of personal relationships. Like somebody hears something amazing and they have to go to that country and find out about it. Or there's sponsored tours where they come over to the States, and I think that's just happened less here in China.